Hello and welcome to Audio Adventures. This is a D&D 5th edition podcast that is made by friends, with friends, and for friends. And if you clicked on us, buckle up. It's going to be a crazy magic carpet ride for you and me. This podcast is used by my nerdy friends and I to escape our lives for a time and act out some pretty ridiculous scenarios. And we are so glad to have you here. A couple things before we start. Our group loves the rule of cool, so I'm sure we will get rules wrong. So if we do, please feel free to tell us in a kind fashion down in the comments. Also, if you want to contribute to the fantastical world of Seblos where this campaign takes place, please make a comment and you may be seeing that kobold cleric in the very near future, along with your name in the show as well. Now, please grab a seat and some popcorn, and let's meet our Wandering Vanguard. Audio Adventures is a D&D 5th edition homebrewed podcast and may deal with triggering themes at times. Viewer discretion is advised. Trigger warnings can be found in the description.
Previously on the Wandering Vanguard.
We joined our Wandering Vanguard as they continue their tour through the enemy territory of Scrynet, navigating their way through the very modern and unfamiliar ways of life there, and attempting to blend in while they so naturally stand out. They caused a scene so that Tibble could send a message to Ekemon, asking him to cry out for help, but were met with silence. The Scrynet butler, Alan Algos, seemed to notice this, causing Tibble to seemingly blow his cover. He received a letter with Tibble's full name on the envelope, and the Scrynet crest on the back. And that's where we begin. Walking back down the steps, you all enter into the first floor again, Serpentine. Again, not at the desk anymore. Nyx finished his first draft of his helms. And as we are walking, following Venroris, who has handed you multiple stacks of paper, so you can fill them out to continue the plot of you guys probably wanting a job there. Tibble, you turn over the letter, and you see that it is indeed addressed to Tibble Darrow. And that is where we're going to start the session. The majority of the group is walking on the first floor in the lobby area of Scrynet, surrounded by its sterile white walls and the pictures every so often. Nyx back at Soldeck Hospitality. Venroris turns around, looks at all of you. Alright, so all of you wanted to be shown the warehouse, I believe?
Yes.
Alright, so if you all would fill out those forms, as we walk, that would be prudent. At Scrynet, we like to save time and money, of course, but, so if you follow me, and she starts to walk out the door.
As we're walking, I want to open the letter. And I'm at the back of the group, just trying not to bring any attention to myself, just walking behind Toom.
Let me just send you the letter.
I'll also,
Okay.
because I'm assuming I hear him open it. I'm not going to look back to try and read it, but I'm just going to look back every so often to make sure he's still behind me and that he's not stopped reading it or whatever.
I accidentally sent it to the general.
Oh no.
Nobody look.
It's there.
Delete it.
It's fine. You guys are fine.
Okay, everybody but Emma can read it.
Hey. That's not fair.
And if you decide you want it to be, if you want everyone else to know what it is, I can read it out loud. But if not, that's fine.
I won't read it yet. I won't read it out loud yet. I'll wait until after we're done with the tour.
Okay. You all, as you're, Tomb, you look back and you do indeed see, Tibral. It seems like he has opened up a letter, with an intricate seal on it, and he's just reading through it. Then Roris, who, as you walk outside, looks over her shoulder as the doors, slide shut, and the building, is floating slightly off the ground imperceptibly. She looks back. Alright, you all won't give a crap if I take a smoke, right?
No, not at all.
Fantastic.
I tilt my head a little bit because I don't understand what she means.
She looks over at you two. You don't have any lungs, you're probably fine. At least that's what I think.
And then he sits and ponder, what are lungs?
And you see Venroris, as she exited the building, she seems to slump a little more now that she's out of her sort of supervisor's eye range, it seems. And she digs into her pocket and slaps at the bottom of the cigarette, the white cigarette container on the top of one of her hands, and one of the cigarettes pops up, and she lights it. And then a plume of smoke just lazily drifts off the end, and then she exhales a large cloud after a while as you guys are slowly walking. Thanks. You guys got me on my break, and it's almost over, so I'm a bit addicted to these things, so I don't know. It would have been a bit crabby. And she takes another puff and lets it out.
But not paying attention, just filling out the forms.
Takes another long drag. Lets it out as she talks. Alright, guys, so what you see in front of you, you'll see the warehouses in front of you. We have approximately 17 warehouses all over the Feywild. This is just to sort of store all of our extra stuff that we don't need. I'm not really allowed to tell you more than that. So we use it to store stuff I really can't tell you about, and we also use it for target practice, for the benefits that we get as an employee with this company. And she takes another puff from the cigarette and lets it out. And you guys are continuing walking along. And yeah, Emma, that was what I told you about before. I mean, you guys see like a large white, on the ground this time, warehouse with this sort of like wavy metal that I can't ever remember the name of anymore.
Damascus?
Damascus? No, I don't think it's Damascus.
Is it the one that has the wavy pattern?
No, it's the metal that's literally wavy.
Oh.
That you see a lot of warehouses made out of.
Like sheet metal?
Yeah, like the wavy sheet metal. I think there's like a name that I can't remember. You guys are like walking up to like a door off to the side. And she looks inside the window, the tall window. All right, I don't see anyone in there, so it looks like I can take you in for a second. But after this, the tour will be over, and you guys can ask me any questions. You guys continue pretending to fill out the paperwork if you want.
Just so you know, after Tibor reads the letter, he puts it in the bag, and like, you know that thing where the person always thinks there's someone watching them? He looks over his shoulder a lot.
Roll a perception check.
Perception, I'm good at that one. 19.
As you look over your shoulder, you see there was like there's like a little dark stripe of color that just kind of streaks along the backside and darts behind the main building that you just left.
Does it remind, what color is it?
It is black.
Oh boy. Does it remind me of anything in particular?
Roll history.
17.
And this was like the barest sort of like you like turned around and you caught it right as it like went behind the building. And you said it was 17 for a 23? What?
No,
Is that what you
17.
said?
No, I just
17,
said it. I just said 17.
I thought you said for a 23 at the end of that, and I was like, dang,
Nope.
boy.
Nope. Just
I
17.
was like, that's a Nick's number. So you look at it, you're pretty rattled. Then
Fair.
even with the 17, you're
Not sure.
it was a stripe of color,
Oh boy.
the back of someone's cloak probably.
Okay.
That's all you get.
When she said tall windows, can I look through those windows?
I said tall windows, but yeah, you can look through the window. It's just it's not like tall per se, as in like it's like on a door, like the long sort of port windows that they have to look through on like office doors. But you like peer through, and you see like in the interior of this warehouse is sort of like a really clean sort of feeling. Along the walls, every so often, there are just like large green containers that are stacked up in different places, but like in the middle, there's like a sort of like a white line, sort of like it reminds you sort of like a gymnasium, like exterior with the white lined, and then at the very end, then Roris looks over at Redguest, taking another short drag and letting it out. Hey, Redguest.
Yes.
Are you actually going to apply?
I look down at my papers. I'm writing my references right now.
Oh, okay. Not saying don't apply. I was just thought you all were.
Hey, Tibril, will you be my reference? One of my references?
Sure. Yeah, I can do that for you.
Okay, cool. And that makes 3.
Who are the other two?
Oh, well, that's a good number. Well, all right, if you want to. And she takes a long drag, ending out her cigarette pretty fast. She takes it and stomps it down under her foot. Lets out the last puff of that one. All right, let's head inside. She says, all right, so in here, everyone who gets a very wanted job with Scry net. And you see she perked up again as she entered in the warehouse. You all, and she holds up her, where she has her tattoo on her body, which I believe, she rolled up her lab coat, and it's on her forearm, and she points at it. Whenever you get this tattoo, you get the benefits, and the benefits, if you'll follow me, she leads you to the middle of the floor, and then she turns around and says, take about 2 steps back. It's not that dangerous, just don't want you to get in the way.
I do so.
I do so as well.
All right. And she rubs her hands together and then turns around and then puts her arm up, sort of like an Iron Man sort of like pose, and you see her her hand light up with a sort of purple energy emanates from it, and then choo, emitting from her hand a large sort of like colored ball of energy leaves at a fast rate, and just as you can see now that there's just like charred wood on every sort of target. As she hits it, she turns around and says, that's like the sort of benefits you get from our employment here. Again, the contract you will sign will sort of state that these powers aren't meant for personal usage, that they are meant for the company and the company itself. Any questions, any of you?
I do have a question, but not for her, for Sam.
Yep.
Could I like make an Arcana check to see if there's any unusual magical-y feelings in the area. Or I guess I'm really wanting to look for any signs of Ekman. I don't know if that would be like just an investigation or...
It'd be less of Arcana, it'd be more investigation.
Okay, I'll do that instead. Oh gosh. 11?
You look around this building, it's pretty sterile. So you're kind of like, there's absolutely no sign as you look around of like a fight, a struggle, besides, I mean, the targets at the end of the building.
Do I see, I guess I don't know if my investigation would show me this, but like any doors leading elsewhere other than the one we came in?
You see, sort of, there's the door that you entered, and then there's a door at the end of the building, but it looks like it leads outside once again.
Okay.
And then at the right side of the building, as you guys are facing the targets on your right, you see two sort of garage doors, but also leading outside. Corrugated, yes, thank you. Dear gosh, that was gonna get me. Corrugated steel.
And it's all one floor, like there's not multiple floors.
Yep, it's one floor, just a large and spacious building. It looks like it's meant to be used for any purpose that they'd have for it. Right now it looks like they have it set up for target practice for like new employees or employees like that don't have anything to do on their breaks.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, is it like one range with multiple targets, or is it like one place you stand with one target at the end?
It looks like it's just a floor with multiple targets at the end. You can stand at any place.
Okay.
Nothing's really outlined. It's just kind of like, it looks like it might have been set up like a go have fun, kids, not like a really like a uppity like nice thing, rather than the indoors of their business. Just kind of like a, I guess you can do this.
Right. Okay, just checking.
Vinvarus looks around, claps her hands. All right. If you all don't have any more questions, I believe that then is the last part of our tour. Thank you so much for having interest in Scrynet, and we will be waiting with such eager anticipation for all of you to come back and work with us for a very long time. Now, if you'll will follow me back into the main building, we will finish your paperwork, and once we check all your references and give you a good scrub of a background check, and any other checks that the higher-ups may deem worthy, we will let you know if we decide to work with you. So, thank you all again, and just follow me back into the main building.
I just realized something funny. And I can't apply for Scrynet because I technically have a criminal record.
I
can't apply for anywhere because I have a criminal record.
I don't think any of us could apply for anywhere because we have a criminal record.
I mean, but I feel like the two people out of the group that have like a severe criminal.
We are war criminals.
Well, hold up. I feel like me and Redgust are like the only two characters who have like severe criminal records. But I feel like the group as a whole, I feel like we've done some things, but
we are thought to be murderers and being running away from a king.
True, but I feel like Tomb's still done a little bit more.
That's fair.
I don't know what this is about Redguest being a criminal. As far as I'm understand, Redguest isn't known for being a criminal.
No, I know, but he's mischievous and suspicious, so there could be anything about him that we don't know.
I say red is sus.
Red is sus.
Red is sus.
I mean, nothing is a crime if you don't get caught, right?
It's true. And I almost got caught, but didn't actually get caught.
That's the reason Nix isn't a criminal.
All right. So
Vinroris walks past all of you at a very quick pace out of the warehouse, and she leads you out of the warehouse onto like the crunchy grass underneath, and into the building. And you can see as you look up, Serpentine is back at her desk.
Ooh.
And she glances up again, like expectantly, and then when she meets your guys' gaze, she kind of gives like a, "Oh, welcome back," and then head back down, working on.
How do you spell her name again?
Serpentine? SERPENTINE.
Oh, that makes sense.
And Vinroris leads you all back to your cushy chairs that you all had met her at. And she looks over. All right, I believe my break is over, so I will have to go get back to work. So I will leave you in Serpentine's. Kind of raising her voice, so Serpentine looks up. Serpentine's hands. If you all need me, I don't know how you'll get to me, so but if you can, hey, give a crack at talking to me.
It's comforting.
Have a good day. Goodbye.
Thanks for the amazing tour.
Thank you. Have a good day. And she turns around quickly, rolling her sleeves back down, and kind of cracks her neck before walking back in to the door that she walked out of in the first place.
I hope they get the point of my reference. I just put the name Tom and drew a bunch of knives down.
I think they'll get what you're saying.
I look at the paper she gave us. What type of questions are on there?
There's the sort of like, what is your name? What is your age? What is your race? Then it kind of gets into like the what is your like hometown? And then of course the references. What is your home address?
We don't got that.
Nope.
Well,
and then,
I don't even know the
Sure,
answer to half of those questions.
Yeah. So like, and then like questions like, why do you want to work here? After the tour, what department do you think you would fit best in? What are 3 dates that work for you to come in for an interview if we want to contact you? Who gave you your tour and how would you rate your experience? And some other questions that are just generally asking like, how do you really, what like sort of tree do you identify with if you were
Oh
a
my
tree?
gosh.
And like,
What the heck is this?
I just think just the fact of like 2 being in an interview just makes me laugh.
That'd be good.
That would be so good.
So, I'm just gonna put one. So we all had to fill one of these out to leave.
No, she said
No.
if we decide not to, like if we don't want to work for Scrynet, that we don't have to fill it out.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if I fill it out, like I know that the question was like, why do you want to work at Scrynet? I would just write down the truth, like, oh, we're here searching for our friend. We think he was kidnapped. So I'm like, I'm not gonna fill out the paper.
I just have a question of how badass would it look if I just took one of them and wrote Tibril Darrow and walked away?
I
Like
think you
nothing
should. I think you should fill out the whole sheet and
not
write.
No, not the whole sheet. Just in the name name box. It just says Tibril Darrow.
I mean,
Son to Almond Darrow Jr.
I mean, I feel like okay, as Emma talking,
Don't
I
write
think-
that. Just write Tib Rodaro and walk away.
yeah,
Oh, there you go.
I think it depends on if you want Tibril's cover to be blown before the.
Oh, don't worry.
game.
I have news for everybody once we get back.
Oh gosh.
I'm only gonna fill out the tour page. And then for the references, I'm gonna, as I said, put Tom and then draw a bunch of knives on the rest of the paper.
You should put the butler as a reference.
Ooh, there you go.
That'd be funny.
His name is Alan Algos, if you want to actually do it.
I will actually do that, and Tom with a bunch of knives.
Whenever anyone says Alan, I just think of Dr. Grant.
That's fair.
I think of
From Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think of Home Improvement.
Oh.
When I hear Alan, I think Alan.
Ah. Wow.
Actually, I think of that gopher yelling, Alan, Alan.
Yeah, that too.
When I think of Alan, I think of, my name is Barry Allen. I am fastest man alive.
That one.
Oh.
The Flash.
Whenever
Heck
someone
yeah,
says
dude.
Barry, I just think of Barry Blue Jeans from the Adventure Zone.
Alright.
Oh my gosh.
As you guys look over and you guys are, some of you are continuing to fill out your forms and everything. You hear Serpentine's voice from the back of all of you. Alright, so, if you all have any questions, let me know, but if any of you are finished with your worksheet, I can take that and file it away.
Here you go.
I hand her my worksheet.
Thank you.
So are we just like all standing in a circle?
I'd assume like you're clumped up over by the chairs that she left you.
And then I
Okay.
assume Redguest probably went to the desk to give her his sheet. Unless she got up and came to us, which I don't think she would.
You notice that in this entire time, Serpentine hasn't left her desk, as you've seen, like, when you're looking at her. She hasn't gotten up from her chair.
Can I just hand mine to somebody?
I'll take it.
I am putting just a blank one, but with Tibrodaro at the top.
Oh my gosh, can I take it? Because I think it'd be funny. She'd look up at me and be like, "You're Tibrodaro?"
No, I'm gonna just have someone take it for me and put it underneath theirs,
Oh.
so that way it's like in the middle of a pile.
Then give it to Redguest, because Toon won't fill out his.
Snatch.
Okay, put it
All right.
underneath your paper.
Okay.
And then I follow Redguest to the desk.
And Tavis, did you say that you wanted to give yours as well?
Yes.
Alright, so Tavis, Tube, and Redguest all go on up with your papers, and she looks up and she kind of glances at all of you. Alright, thank you. Oh, we have 2 here, cool. Thank you. And she just kind of like gathers them all together and stamps them to straighten them out on the desk, and then reaches underneath her table. And she gets out, you know, like when you go to a bank, you get those tubes that are clear plastic.
Yeah.
She just rolls them up, puts them in a tube, closes the top, looks at all of you, and then reaches underneath the desk again, and you hear as the tube apparently goes somewhere. You're not quite sure where, but
That'll be a fun surprise when somebody finds it.
I also I think the only thing I've written on my paper is obviously my name. And then I would have just wrote, like, if there was a question where it's like, do you have a criminal record? I would have just checked yes. Those are the only 2 things I would have filled out.
Good.
oh my gosh. So Serpentine looks up at all of you after the sound disappears. And she holds out her hand and says, alright, I will need all of your lanyards back from you.
I'll come over with mine and I'll hand her mine.
Great.
I hand her mine as well.
Fantastic.
Here you go.
Awesome.
That crossword was very difficult on the application.
What?
Oh, there wasn't I mean, I don't know what they add anymore. That's interesting. And you guys hear, as she's like reaching underneath, you guys hear a faint little ding and ding and ding. She says, "Oh, come on!" And then she, in a puff of blue smoke, she disappears.
What?
Tavis, you get to keep yours.
I do. I'm gonna take it off and put it in my pocket.
Oh wait, she's a Ganassi, isn't she? So she's half Jinn. So she can poof. She poofs.
I did not know that.
Poof poof. So we could just steal things from her desk and she wouldn't know.
That's a fair point. You could steal things from her desk.
Is there anything valuable on her desk?
Let's not, guys. What are you guys doing?
I won't. I'm just kind of curious.
Timber's walking out the door. He's leaving.
Oh,
He's
okay.
done it. You can look. Timber just needs to get outside, out of this building.
I think I will look around her desk though to see if there's anything like suspicious or off.
Roll an investigation check.
I'm gonna follow Tibro.
All right. Red guest and Tibble exit. Tavis, what are you doing?
I'm gonna follow those who are leaving.
Tomb, you're left alone as you investigate this desk. What is your number?
Okay, dice, don't fail me now. Unnatural 20.
So you're just looking for like non-shifty things?
Yeah, like I guess anything in relation to Ekman, but also just things that don't seem normal.
Okay.
That would normally be on a secretary's desk or whatever.
You see, with your unnatural 20, you look around and for like a second, it looks just like a normal secretary's desk.
Okay.
You look up and behind the desk, you see like Scry net behind the desk, painted on the wall. And then you look down and you see a bunch of file folders with a bunch of like paperwork just like milled all about and around the desk. You see several different sorts of pencils, and as you like look around, you see on either side of the desk, you see a faint sort of shining silver thread that it looks like it would like that just like connects from the desk to the wall. And then on her chair you see a sort of like faint silver thread sort of like threaded into the bottom of the chair that she was sitting in.
Can I make an Arcana check on him?
Go for it.
Hey guys, have you seen Tomb?
I think he was back where we just left.
Whose tomb?
Oh man.
Should we go back and get him?
Can we see? Is Tomb inside of us?
Inside of you?
That doesn't make any
In
sense.
sight.
Can I look in my heart and find tomb?
In sight.
Oh, in your
Oh.
visual.
I pray with all my heart that
spectrum.
Tomb may find me in the dark.
Yes. I mean, I already know Tomb is inside my heart.
Oh. You see, as you look back, you can see like a faint outline of Tomb, like inside past the glass doors at the desk still.
I also rolled a 19.
You can guess that you do get a spark of Arcana from the threads from the chair. Nothing else around here. Actually, you get one from underneath the desk where the tube went, and you don't know what type of magic, but you do get like a magical ping. Yeah, after you get that, you hear another little ding a ding a ding, and for like 3 seconds later, you see another of smoke, and Serpentine is back in her chair, and she kind of like sighs a little bit, and then looks up and is like, "Oh, you're sorry, I was called somewhere else."
I tilt my head at her, like, how did you do that?
Did you have any questions for me?
I take out my notebook and I write, "How did you do that?" and then show her.
It's sort of in my sort of work contract that I don't leave the desk and I'm summoned when called. So it's So I necessarily didn't do that. It was more or less my employer.
I nod. And then I nod and then wave at her and then walk away.
Oh, okay. Have a good day. You hear scratching sounds. And as you turn around, you hear the door slide open again. And Tibril has approached you as you're walking out.
I stop and stare at him.
Hey, come on, Toon, let's go. I got something I need to tell you guys.
I follow him out.
Alright. And the door is behind you as you walk away. Several elven people filtering around you as you're starting to leave past you on the bridge. Some of them are talking about things that they need to draft up. Some of them are slapping themselves awake. Some of them are downing cups of whatever liquid they're using at that moment. But you guys are walking back across the bridge away from Scrynet. Is there anywhere specific you'd like to go, or just walk back to Soul Decked Hospitality, or?
I mean, I don't have anywhere specific I need to go. I just need to talk to you guys.
If Tomb is still wearing that ring, should we do something about it?
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we should. We should go get that.
Gosh dang it.
We should go get that removed.
Alright,
As we're... So do we want to go to the Enchanter?
yes. That's what I was thinking.
You wanna go to Merle's?
Merle's magic. Yeah, Merle's magic.
That's where the rodents of unusual size.
Yeah.
Well, that's where they are, and the weird creature that ate me. Well, ate. No.
Yep. Alright, so you guys begin your journey walking in the busily bustling city. When you started your journey, it was about a little bit past midday, so it's about middle of the day, like late of the day, I mean. So the sun is starting to head towards the horizon. But you still got a couple hours before it gets dark.
As we're walking, I'm going to tap Tavis on the shoulder, kind of like nudge him, say, "Hey Tavis, take a look at this," and I'm going to hand him the letter.
No, I can read it.
So yeah, now you can open it if you can find it.
Yeah, basically, I'm going to hand it to anybody who wants to read it, so we can
Do you
talk
want me
about
to
it
read
later.
it out loud?
Well, I can read it. I have it up right now. If
Okay.
you want me to.
Can I read over Tavis's shoulder? I'm tall enough to do so.
Can I also read over Davis's shoulder?
Go for it.
So the letter.
It,
Do you want me to read it out loud, or do you want to do it, Tavis?
you're gonna have to. I can't read it on my computer for some reason.
It says, "Young Master Darrow, it is a great occasion to learn Master Almond Jr. has a prodigy. Master Almond Sr. instructed me ever since Master Almond returned to us to be on the lookout for another family member. I will inform the Master of this joyous occasion. Please be on the lookout for our correspondent in the future, as I am sure Almond Sr. will want to meet his grandchild. I wish you the best, young Master, the Darrow family faithful butler, Alan Algos."
Oh gosh.
Good thing I put you and Alan as my references.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing my cover's blown.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, didn't you just write your name on the thing as well?
Yeah, at this point, I'm not bothering hiding it. It doesn't seem there to be a point anymore. The people I was trying to keep from knowing I'm here know I'm here. Man, are soul knives really that rare? Because it happened after I sent that message to Ekemon.
Well, it's looking like that.
I shrug.
Have you guys ever heard of another soul knife?
No.
I shake my head no, and what's going through my mind is like, don't ask me.
What's a soul knife?
Exactly.
What about you, Red Guest? What about in your adventures?
Nope, just you and your father.
Did Device know of any besides you and your father?
I don't remember.
I think
feel
you
like
guys asked.
Huh?
I don't think you guys asked.
Yeah, I didn't.
Ooh, can I pull out the sending stone?
Wait a minute. You saw the sending
Could
stone.
we message him with this?
Wait.
Whoa.
Oh, right. I forgot you borrowed that.
Borrowed.
Does he still have it? Does he have a sending stone?
Lord Device said that he would keep in contact with you in some form of way.
Okay.
He's a magical dragon. He can do what he wants.
He can turn on and off the AC if he wants.
That was awesome. That was so good.
Hey, charisma's got to be good for something.
Right?
Persuade in the weather.
We should try and contact him to see what's going on in the outside world.
I can send him a message tomorrow. I don't have enough. I can't do it tonight.
I don't think I can either. Can I? Wait, no, because I have the ring on me, don't I? Doesn't it require my magical ability? Oh, I guess I can't really talk either.
So yeah, cover's blown.
Oh yeah.
They know I'm here.
Yes.
That's easy. Just tie the cover back on.
Nick, you're not here.
I feel like Nyx would say.
That was good. That was real good.
Oh man, I'm just giving you a hard time, Trevor.
I start writing in my notebook, and I ask Tibril, does that put you in more danger?
It's hard to say yet. It seems like my family is well off, but I can honestly say I have no idea. I never thought I'd be this close to finding my dad. I never thought I'd be meeting my grandfather.
If your grandfather's some big evil guy. I mean, I hope he's not, but
I really hope so. I really hope not too.
Probably just be a very old man sitting in a chair.
I mean, he's an elf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're all.
Is
At
your
least-
father elf or half elf like you?
He's a full elf. He's a wood elf.
Ooh.
Do you happen to know how old he is?
He didn't talk about that much. I knew
He's at least 5.
He's
I
at
mean,
least
true.
It's true.
Technically.
He met my mom when he was still a young for an elf.
What if he's younger than Tavis?
I don't think that's the case. He might be around the same age though.
True.
He's old enough to marry, have kids.
This is Emma talking. Did your mom ever tell? Were they actually married?
Yeah, they were actually married. I'm wearing his wedding ring right now.
That's right.
Aren't you wearing both wedding rings?
No, just his.
Oh.
Because he left it at home so it wouldn't get broken or stolen. She's like, give this to him when you see him.
Oh.
So.
Also, I poke you because I want to. I show you my notebook and it says, when you are summoned to go see your grandfather, I want to come with you. That wasn't a question.
I'm sorry, Tomb. I think this is something I need to do by myself.
Can I at least leave Talon with you?
From what I've heard, from what it sounds like my family, I don't think they would allow an owl.
But he's a good owl.
I can take. I'll be fine, buddy. Thank you. But I'm not leaving yet. They haven't summoned for me yet.
I nod.
I don't know what the summoning will look like.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So, all I know is I'm probably not. I just wanted you guys to see this just in case I was gone one morning.
Oh, we should have signed up for the death race.
Oh.
Oh, you're right.
Were we supposed to do that there?
Yeah. Yeah, that's where you sign up.
Let's all go back, sign up for the death race. and then go fix Tomb.
So you all stop in the middle of the street. Some of the people kind of like,
Hey, hey,
turn
I'm
around.
walking here.
Yay! Hey, what are you doing? You switch to the other side of the street to follow the flow of people walking, and you head back to the to Scrynet. Walk back across the bridge, and Serpentine is still at her desk. It seems, and she looks back up, and this time is like more of a confused. Like she scrunches her eyebrows down, but still smiling. Did you guys forget something?
Actually, yes, we were. Or I want to sign up for the race.
Oh, you want to all right. Let me just.
I write in my notebook and show her, and it says I do too.
Oh, you two do?
Mhm.
And me.
And you, so 3. Anyone else?
No, just Tavis.
I will as well.
All right, so all 4 of you would like to. Well, that's great. We just need one more slot after that, so that's. I think you all are filling up our grand total. I do need.
Can we sign someone else up if we have their permission?
They have to be in person to do so, with such a grave risk that they're taking for other people's entertainment. Sorry.
That's fine. Thank you.
Not a problem. So I will actually be back in a second. I need to go get specific paperwork for this. And she reaches under her desk, and you hear a little ding, 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 and she poofs away again.
I like how you do that.
There we go. Got it. Nailed it.
And as you guys wait there, several people filter in and out. It seems that you got here for a different floor's shift change. Several people in sort of like dress-up outfits, probably from the second floor, the cubicle floor, seem to be filtering out, kind of like dragging down their ties and everything. Several of them are just kind of like rubbing the sleep out of their eyes as they're walking out into the rest of their day that they have, as other elven people are walking in with more or less cardigans, sort of like third shifty dress that still looks like nice but not too nice because they're tired. And everyone kind of like shifts glances at each other, nods. Some of them stop and they're like, oh hey, when you get to our desk that we share, and they're like conversating back and forth, and that happens for a while before Serpentine is back with several sort of like file folders, about 4 of them, and hands each one of them to each of you. And she says, all right, so inside of those folders are legal documents that you will need to sign. Just give it a read over. It will just say that you were doing this of your own will, that no one is forcing you to do so, that you recognize that this prize is worthy of you fighting for it. It also says generally that Scrydet's just not responsible if you get injured or die within this sort of show, because it is called the death race. They're not hiding it, how dangerous it is. So around the 30 contestants that we will be having in the show, they'll recognize that they might die. So so just fill those out, bring them back, and we can get going.
All right. Thank you. I'm gonna start filling mine out.
All right.
Me too.
Fill mine out at the desk.
I'm gonna, in front of the desk, I'm gonna lay down, and like a kid, coloring in a coloring book, I'm gonna fill mine out that way.
All right, you guys start filling it out, and you guys are kind of noticing, like, as you're like going along, it has like the tiny fine print of like we realize that by signing up, I might die, and now all this other jargon. If you want to actually understand everything that it's saying, you can try to roll an intelligence check for me. But the parts that you can read easily are saying, I, comma, and then a bar to fill out your name, recognize that I am going to participate in Daro's Daring Death course, trademarked, and realize the dangers that I'm putting myself in. So like so you like fill it out. It takes a while. They ask you some pretty specific questions. They even ask you if you have any allergies.
Intelligence, is this a saving throw or a check? Or like
A check.
Oh. 17.
Hey, that's what I rolled.
17?
Sorry, I forgot where I put my dice.
All right.
Who needs dice for Dungeons and Dragons?
What? Not this group.
What check were we doing again?
Intelligence.
I got 16.
I just always pick a random number.
16? Oh, you did. Wow. That explains why you do so good.
That's why I roll a lot of ones. Ones are good, right?
Oh yeah,
The
that's it.
number
That's
one?
it.
Sort of like poker. The ace is the highest number you can get.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna roll for an intelligence because Toon would just fill it out without really reading into it.
Okay. So with your 16s and 17s, you guys like glance over it and you get like the gist of like the there's like the again, you recognize all the stuff that you're going to go into. You also recognize that whatever you bring along, if you die, that Scrynet will take it and sell it for its own profit.
Oh man.
You also recognize that you sort of forfeit your say what they get to do with your body afterwards, as Scrynet is now taking up responsibility for your dead body. So in whatever convenient way possible for them to dispose of you after death, they will. And
So I couldn't write like I want my body to go to Ziona and Zoom well.
there is a section for special requests, but they also write beneath it that they can deny those requests if it's too hard.
Okay, I'm just gonna write it there anyways.
And then also they have like a portion in there for like who if you die, who you want told about your death.
I'm gonna fill that out with Diane Darrow, and then Almond Darrow Jr.
This is sad. I don't have anyone to write down.
Oh wait, no, not Almond Darrow Jr. Ekman.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, let Ekman know. Do I know Ekman's last name?
Yeah, Tirmity.
That's right, Tirmity. Ekman Tirmity.
So very much like everything that you're seeing about this document is pretty red flag. It's if you were a regular person, not like in like day-to-day world, and like your workplace gave you this contract, you'd be like, hold on, what? Every step of the way.
No, Sam, what do you mean? I just fill it out.
Dear God. Yeah, you guys all get it finished pretty easily. There's certain elves that walk past Tavis and just kind of like look at him. And Serpentine, as you're almost finished, kind of like goes over her desk to look at you. We have chairs.
Oh. I I mean, I didn't want to walk all the way over there, and I didn't want to take up space on the desk, so I'm fine down here. I just look back at the form, and I like kind of hide it from her and fill it out.
Like, no cheating.
I feel like we're probably the weirdest bunch she's ever met.
What gives you that idea?
She kind of mumbles something about soul decks being weird as she leans back.
Oh, when I finish, I just hand her my folder.
And she grabs it from you, and she checks through all of the signatures and all of the parts that needed to be filled out. She says, "All right." She looks up at you, Tomb, if you're the only one finished. She says, all right, so the show isn't about, isn't about 2 weeks. We will need you to come back in, about, a week and a half's time so that we may get you ready, so that we may get you on into the show site. Of course, before the show, you went through the tour earlier, so that teleportation circle will take you through the teleportation circle into into the barracks of where they are keeping all the contestants. And there's, of course, training areas that you may train, refine your skills, and maybe even, and she kind of like looks side to side at everyone and kind of like leans closer towards you. You might be able to scope out how to kill all your competitors a little bit better. So, we'll need you back here in about a week and a half to get everything ready. So make sure don't miss it.
I nod. I also pay attention to her last comment because obviously I didn't read through everything. So theoretically, I didn't realize that I'd be killing other, like, human beings for fun. And up until now, Tomb doesn't do that. Like, he only kills people if they're a danger to us. Except for that blight thing. That was an accident.
I was about to say.
Riding on a horse, yards away from us. In no way are a threat.
That was totally an accident. that was an oops on his part.
Murder. That was
Yes,
straight
it
up
was.
murder.
Uh,
Oh, that was just
That
manslaughter.
was
Oh, okay.
accidental murder. That won't go. Psh. Yeah, in court, it'll be like, oh, you didn't mean to? Okay.
yeah, so he kind of thinks about that for a minute and like thinks about what that means because he's very familiar with the concept of death. So that makes him a little uneasy. But he recognizes that this is what he has to do for his friend. Yeah.
She nods at you, and Little Bim raises like one eyebrow. You see a similar sort of like, this one's a larger plastic tube. She like stuffs the file folder into, closes it, and you hear the and she looks around. All right, so just whenever you can wait here until all of your friends are ready, and but yeah, so you're finished. You can wait. You can leave. Whatever.
I want to be I'm gonna be the last one to hand mine in.
I'll probably just stand like off to the side of the desk, just waiting for everyone to finish.
Here you go.
Oh, thank you. And she reaches over, flips to make sure all of the spots are filled quickly. All right. And you heard what I said to your friend over there?
Yep.
All right. Yep. Just a week and a half. It'll be done in 2 weeks. So we just want to make sure that you're here for that, because if you miss it, there's all this sort of stuff, and man, you just don't want to deal with it.
Cool. I put Yona as my name, by the way.
Yona?
Whoa.
Yona, Y-O-N-A-H.
She looks up and... Yona, alright. And she does a similar thing with another tube. That's the sound that the tube makes, apparently, now.
I stand up and I hand her my form.
Alright, she grabs yours. Alright, it looks like you have it all finished. You heard what I said. Do you have any questions?
No.
Alright, she grabs it and does the similar sort of process and
I'm gonna set my as she's like poofing or putting Tavis's in the tube. I'm just gonna set mine on the desk and say, "Yep," and I also heard all that information as well. Here you go. Let's go, guys. And I'm gonna start walking. Away.
Fantastic. And she slides the folder, opens it up. You hear papers rustling through. You just hear a little and then you hear as the door closes behind you. Whoa.
Was that the tube or was that her gasping?
That was the tube.
Okay.
Both.
It was Alan.
It was like a
As you guys exit the building, we're gonna cut over to Nyx.
And that was this episode of Audio Adventures. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and most of all, please share to get out the word so we can share our story with you and keep doing what we're doing. If you have an idea for an NPC, a shop, or even an encounter, please comment down below. You might be seeing any of those in the next session or maybe even the upcoming sessions. Again, thank you so much for being here, and we will see you next week. Please stay safe, everyone, and wear those seatbelts.